honesty, or the prior right, but the posterior fallacious. And thus this contrariety of compacts may be employed with advantage. Again, it will be expedient to see whether the compacts are in any way adverse to the judges, and to direct the attention to other things of the like kind. For these things may in a similar manner be easily perceived. Examinations also and torments are certain testimonies, and they seem to possess credibility, because a certain necessity is present with them. There is no difficulty, therefore, in perceiving what relates to these things, and in narrating what is contingent to them, as also in discussing those particulars, which if they are adapted to our purpose, we may amplify by asserting that these alone are true testimonies. But if they are against us, and favourable to our opponent, then the evidence may be invalidated by speaking against the whole genus of examinations and torments. For men through compulsion no less assert what is false than what is true, since they endure in order that they may not speak the truth, and readily assert what is false, in order that they may be more swiftly liberated from pain. For collateral confirmation also it is requisite that examples should be adduced, with which the judges are acquainted. With respect to oaths, however, there is a fourfold consideration. For we either give and take an oath, or we do neither. Or we do the one, but not the other. And of these, either an oath is given, but not taken, or it is taken, but not given. Again, either we have sworn before, and are accused by our opponent of perjury, or the opponent swears, and is accused of perjury. He, therefore, who does not offer an oath to his opponent may say that men are easily perjured, and that his opponent, if he should take an oath, would not restore the money. But if he did not take an oath, he should think the judges would condemn him. He may also add, that as the affair is dangerous, it is better to commit it to the judges, for he believes in them, but not in his opponent. He likewise, who does not take the oath which is offered him, may say, that he does not take it because he is unwilling to swear for money, and that if he was a bad man he would take an oath, for it is better to be depraved for the sake of something, than for the sake of nothing. For by taking an oath he will obtain money, but otherwise not. His not taking an oath, therefore, will be the effect of virtue, and will not be the consequence of the fear of perjury. The saying of Xenophanes, likewise, may be adapted to this affair, that the challenge is not equal of an impious against a pious man, but is just, as if a strong man should call upon a weak man to fight with him. He also who takes an oath may say that he takes it because he confides in himself, but not in his opponent. And by inverting the assertion of Xenophanes, he may say that the challenge is equal if an impious man offers, but a pious man takes an oath. And that it is a dreadful thing he should not be willing to swear respecting those things for which he thinks he is right, and the judges should pass sentence on those that take an oath. But if he offers an oath, he may say that it is pious to be willing to commit the affair to the gods, and that there is no occasion for his opponent to require any other judges, since the judgment of the cause is committed to him through an oath. He may likewise say that it is absurd that his opponent should not be willing to swear concerning those things about which he requires others, i.e. the judges, to swear. Since, however, the manner in which we ought to speak according to each of these four modes is evident, it is likewise evident how we ought to speak according to these modes when combined. As for instance, if a man is willing indeed to take, but not to give an oath, or if he gives, but is unwilling to take it, or if he is willing both to give and take it, or is willing to do neither. For a combination must necessarily be made from the above mentioned modes, so that arguments also must necessarily be composed from them. If, however, any one has before taken an oath, and which is contrary to the present oath, it must be said that there is no perjury. For to do an injury is a voluntary thing, but things which are done by violence and fraud are involuntary. Hence, therefore, it must be inferred that injury is committed in the mind, and not in the mouth. But if the opponent has before sworn, and is now unwilling to abide by his oath, it must be said that he subverts all things who does not adhere to what he has sworn. For on this account also judges that have taken an oath use the laws. And it may likewise be said in the way of amplification. Shall we rejoice indeed that you judges should abide in the decision which you have made after taking an oath, and shall not we abide in the oaths which we have taken ? And such other things as may be said for the purpose of amplification. And thus much concerning inartificial credibility. End of CHAPTER XVI of Book I. Recording in memory of Mitchell, Edwards.